Hello, it's Andy from Email Love, and today we are going to set up a set of scalable buttons that you can use within your Email Love design system. So we are going to jump into Figma to do this, and we already have a design system set up, but we haven't applied we haven't built button components and applied them to the different layouts that we have within our design system. So here we are inside of Figma, and as you can see, I have a set of components already. Many of them do have buttons in various kind of styles. So we have larger red buttons with white text, white with black text, a smaller variation, and so I'm going to show you how to set these up and then update them in one place, and then have that update cascade across all of your templates and all of your other componentry in Figma. So, okay, the first step is going to be to create a button using the Figma plugin. So I've opened the plugin here, and I'm going to create a frame, and inside of the plugin you will find there is a section for buttons. And so probably the best place to start is just with the top one here. Just create a out-of-the-box generic button. The way that our buttons work is we have a button frame. So it's like the outer frame that contains the button. You can apply padding around this if you want. So I can kind of add spacing around my button if I want to, on either above and below or on the sides. I can also, if I select the actual button itself, see that the button is by default set to hug. So it's the width and the height is set to hug, so that it's going to scale if I increase or decrease the number of characters inside of the text. And then I'm also using padding to increase or decrease the width of the button. And the reason that we do that is the padding is going to stay consistent no matter how many characters you have within your button text. Okay, and so I'm actually going to take the button, and I'm going to remove it from the actual Email Love frame. So I now have a button. I'm going to give it a different name. So I have a red button, and let me just change the styling. So all the styling is controlled inside of Figma as well. So things like the corner radius can be controlled. I'm actually going to just show you how to customize it. So I can make it more of a square shape. Obviously I can change the color, and I can obviously kind of already covered this, but you can change the padding. Okay, so here's button number 1 that I'm going to use in my design system. Now, using Figma, we can create variants of this button. And so if I turn it into a component, this button is now a Figma component. And if I click on the diamond icon in the top right over here, I can create a variant of this button. So now we have one button component with a variant. So by default, it's called variant 2, but I'm going to change the name of it. So let's just call it red button. So my variant is going to be a red version of the purple button. And you can add as many variants as you want. You can simply select the component and then click on the plus icon to generate a few different variants. And so we could also create a white button, and we could actually add stroke as well. So you can add an outline around your button. Okay, so this is if we just zoom in a little bit, this is a white button with a purple stroke around it. So there we go. And then let's also add a black button. And we do need to name the variants. So okay, and you'll see why we named them in a little bit. Okay, so here are our button components and variants. And if we go into the asset library, we should be able to find those in the asset library on the left-hand side here. Okay, so here it is here. You can see on the left-hand side, I have the purple button and it has the number 4 in the top corner because it has 4 different variants. And so you can see here in the properties tab, I can now choose which variant I want to generate. Okay, so I'm going to generate this variant. And so here at the top we have the master, like this is the parent components, and then this is a child of the parent. And if we make any changes over here, that's going to update this child as well. So if I change the fill color to a gray, you can see it updates that as well. Okay, so what we can now do is we can now move this into any button frame in our email design system. And so the idea is you would go to your design system. Let me zoom out, here it is. And then I can actually just drag this into the button frame. I do need to check that I have the correct structure set up. So here is the button frame, and I just want to make sure that my new button sits inside of that frame, and I can actually delete the old button. And so now I have, this is actually a Figma component itself, and then it has a button component inside of it. So that's quite a nice feature. You can nest Figma components inside of each other, and doing this for buttons is super useful. If you ever change your button style, you will want to make sure it is set up as a component like this. And so again, if I make any changes over here to that button style, if I change like the outline to red, you can see that's been updated over here in this component. And so what I would do is I would set up the button components and then replace any buttons in my master design system with those buttons that I've created. You can also save these buttons inside of the Figma plugin. So again, if I create a frame, generate the generic button, and then I'm going to add my purple button in here. I'm going to move it into the frame, remove the old one, and then if I select the wrapper, I can then add that as a custom component into the Email Love Figma plugin. So this will just take a second. And there you can see it's been added at the top of the list there. So I can then select my frame and easily add that into my email wherever I need. And so that is pretty much it. That is how to create a scalable button component inside of Figma and then apply it to your email design system and save it within the Email Love Figma plugin. Hopefully you found that useful. If you are using EmailLove, or you are building an email design system, whether you're using EmailLove or not, this is a great way to set up your button components. And if you do have any questions on this, please feel free to reach out, drop a comment, or join us on Discord on the EmailLove community. That's all I got for today. Thank you so much.